Picture this with me. A tiny woman in her early 90s, straw hat tilted, easing into a kneel to pinch basil from her garden, then rising without a wobble. No drama, no groans, just fluid, confident movement. You don't get that kind of ease by accident. Across Japan, countless older adults shape their mornings with small, steady practices that stack into big results. Better balance, steadier energy, clearer thinking, and a calmer heart. The twist? None of this is exotic or expensive. It's a string of simple rituals, most under 15 minutes, that teach your body to wake the smart way. And the most surprising one, the one many Westerners overlook, requires nothing more than your bare feet and 5 quiet minutes. We'll get there. For now, imagine claiming your first 2 hours as your longevity window. Every choice nudges hormones, circulation, and brain chemistry toward either friction or flow. Today, I'll walk you through 7 morning practices adapted from Japanese tradition, how they work, how to do them safely, and how to make them yours. By the end, you'll have a gentle, powerful routine that doesn't steal your day. It gives it back. Let's begin at the very first moment, the way you rise. Many of us are used to an alarm that startles the brain and a phone that yanks our attention into the future. Japanese elders often favor a slow rise awakening, just 3 to 5 minutes, but the effect is outsized. Lying on your back or side, eyes still closed, take slow nasal breaths and let your heart rate come up without a jolt. Think of it as a soft landing for your nervous system. Big sudden changes first thing, flinging upright, bright lights, mental rushing, can set off blood pressure spikes and dizziness. A gentler transition helps your circulation redistribute, reduces that head rush, and gives your balance systems time to click online. It's not laziness, it's strategy. Consider it the warm-up lap before the day's race. The goal is simple. Arrive in wakefulness steady, not startled. Here's a step-by-step you can try tomorrow. Set your alarm 5 minutes earlier than usual. When it sounds, keep your eyes closed and take 10 calm breaths. In through your nose for a count of 4, out through your nose or mouth for a count of 6. Slowly point and flex your feet 10 times to wake up ankles and calves, the body's natural pumps. Make fists, then spread your fingers wide 10 times to switch on forearm and hand circulation. With your head on the pillow, turn gently right and left 5 times, like you're saying no slowly. Bring your knees up, roll to your side, and use your arms to help you push up to sitting. Plant your feet, sit on the edge of the bed for 30 seconds, and let your vision and balance settle. Then stand. This sequence nudges the parasympathetic rest and digest system first, then invites the get-going system to join. It's 5 minutes that pay you back all day with steadier energy and fewer wobbles. The next ritual looks almost too simple, but it's surprisingly potent. Cool water face immersion. After the slow rise, many Japanese elders wash their face with cool water, not just to clean, but to reset their body's calm circuitry. Briefly immersing your face triggers a protective reflex that slows the heart rate a touch and promotes a steady, oxygen-rich blood flow to vital organs. It's like tapping a reset button for the vagus nerve, the main highway of your body's relaxation response. Here's how to try it at home. Fill a wide bowl with cool water. Think refreshing, not shocking. A temperature in the 50s to low 60s Fahrenheit works for most people. Take a comfortable breath and gently submerge your face, forehead to chin, for 3 to 5 seconds. Come up, massage your face with fingertips in small circles for 20 to 30 seconds, especially around the jawline and temples. Then repeat the immersion a total of 3 times. Pat dry with a soft towel using upward, gentle presses. A few refinements help. If water is very cold, the body can overreact with a gasp. Keep it brisk, not icy, especially if you have heart or breathing concerns. If you're prone to sinus issues or trigeminal neuralgia, start with slightly warmer, cool water and shorter dips, and notice how you feel. The goal is a calm, clear sensation, not a shock. The massage between immersions can reduce puffiness and encourage lymph movement. Many people notice their mind feels sharper and their face looks more awake afterward. If immersing your face isn't comfortable, splash cool water from your hands for 30 to 60 seconds with slow, steady breathing. It's gentler, but still easing that morning switch. Now, from the sink, we're heading to the kitchen for a ritual that's been quietly nourishing Japanese families for centuries, and it's more approachable than you might think. Let's talk fermented soybeans, natto. I know, the first reaction in the West is often the texture, but once you understand what it brings to the table, you may see it differently. Natto is rich in vitamin K2, which plays a role in directing calcium into bones and keeping it out of places it doesn't belong, like artery walls. It also contains an enzyme called nattokinase, formed during fermentation. Research suggests nattokinase may support healthy circulation by influencing how the body handles fibrin, one of the building blocks of clots. Add in protein, fiber, and beneficial bacteria, and natto becomes a compact, nutrient-dense breakfast player. Here's the traditional approach. Let natto come to room temperature, then stir it vigorously, 40 to 50 brisk strokes, until it turns glossy and stretchy. That froth signals the enzymes are active and the flavor mellows. Top with a little soy sauce and mustard, maybe chopped scallions, and enjoy it alongside warm rice, which offers resistant starch to feed gut microbes. A few safety notes matter. If you take warfarin or other blood thinners, talk to your clinician before adding natto because the high vitamin K content can interfere with your medication's effect. If soy is an allergy or sensitivity for you, skip it. For everyone else, start small, 1 tablespoon, to let your digestive system adjust, then build up to a modest serving over a week or 2. Heating natto destroys some of the heat-sensitive enzymes. Many elders prefer it at room temperature rather than cooked. If you can't find fresh natto, frozen is fine. Thaw overnight in the refrigerator and rest it on the counter for 30 minutes. For taste, people often mix in mustard, a dash of rice vinegar, or even a raw egg yolk if that's part of your culinary comfort zone and food safety practices. And if natto simply isn't your thing, you can still embrace the principle. A fermented food most mornings, like yogurt, kefir, miso soup, or sauerkraut, can support gut health in a gentle, sustainable way. Next up, morning light, the unsung conductor of your internal orchestra. In Japan, the phrase morning light carries a sense of ritual. A short daily dose of outdoor light soon after waking is one of the simplest ways to anchor your circadian rhythm, the 24-hour clock that coordinates sleep, hormone timing, digestion, and mood. Here's the why. Bright morning light signals your brain to set the timer for tonight's melatonin release. That means easier sleep later and steadier energy across the day. Light exposure also helps regulate cortisol, the hormone that should be higher in the morning and lower at night, and it may reduce markers of inflammation and lift mood. The practice is straightforward. Spend 10 to 15 minutes outside within a couple of hours of waking, ideally between early morning and mid-morning. No need to stare at the sun. Please don't. Just let outdoor light reach your eyes without sunglasses for that brief window, if comfortable and safe, and expose your face and forearms to the light. A few guardrails keep it safe and effective. If UV is intense where you are, stick to earlier hours, keep it brief, and protect your skin the rest of the day. Glass filters out some wavelengths, so outdoor light works better than a bright window. But if weather or mobility makes outside impractical, window light is still worth it. Stretch the time to 20 minutes or more. On cloudy mornings, you'll still get benefits. The sky is a giant diffuser. Pair this with something pleasant, light gardening, a cup of tea on the porch, a gentle walk. Habit sticks when you tie it to enjoyment. Think of morning light as your daily timestamp to your brain. Wake now, rest later. If you're a night owl, expect a few days of adjustment. Consistency builds the effect. And if you use prescription medications that increase sun sensitivity, talk with your clinician about timing and protection. Now that we're outside, let's turn to another quiet ceremony that nourishes body and mind in equal measure. If this is helpful so far, take a moment to subscribe to Senior Vitality Pro and tell me your age or where you're watching from in the comments. I read them and shape future topics around your needs. It helps me tailor these routines to real lives and real mornings. Let's pour a cup of green tea, the mindful way. In Japanese tradition, the act of making and savoring tea is more than hydration. It's a short, anchoring practice that tunes the nervous system. Two compounds do a lot of the heavy lifting: EGCG, a potent antioxidant found in green tea, and L-theanine, an amino acid that promotes calm alertness. Together with a few minutes of focused breathing, they can help you feel steady and clear. Try this. Use loose-leaf sencha if you have it, about a teaspoon, roughly 2 grams, per cup. Heat filtered water to around 160 to 170 degrees Fahrenheit. Cooler than a full boil, protects the delicate flavor and avoids extra bitterness. Pour a little hot water into your cup first to warm it, then discard. Steep the leaves for about 90 seconds. While you wait, inhale the steam slowly 3 times, feeling your shoulders drop. Pour and drink without distractions. No phone, no TV, just you, warmth and breath for 5 unhurried minutes. A few personalizations make it yours. Sensitive to caffeine? Brew shorter. Use a lighter tea like hojicha or genmaicha, or choose a decaf green tea that retains some of its beneficial compounds. If you're managing iron deficiency, avoid drinking tea with iron-rich meals. The tannins can reduce iron absorption. Space your tea an hour away from those foods. On the other hand, if you're focusing on dental enamel, giving your mouth a quick rinse with plain water after tea can help. If you prefer tea bags, that's fine. Opt for high-quality brands and mind your water temperature. The mindfulness matters as much as the chemistry. Those few focused minutes nudge your brain into an alpha wave state, a calm, present alertness that often lingers into your next task. If sitting still is tough, step outside with your tea and combine it with morning light. Ritual stacking makes both more likely to happen. Now that your mind is centered, let's wake the rest of the body with movement that's gentle, joint-friendly, and surprisingly effective. You may have heard of radio calisthenics, a series of short, synchronized movements broadcast in Japan since the 1920s. The magic isn't in sweating or straining. It's in rhythm, range, and mindfulness. Think of it as oiling the hinges. In 12 to 15 minutes, you can touch every major joint and muscle group while teaching your brain where your body is in space. Proprioception, a key ingredient in balance. Slow, controlled motion keeps muscles under gentle tension and invites the stabilizers to wake up without provoking pain. Try a simple sequence, 6 to 8 repetitions per move, about 3 seconds up, 3 seconds down. Start with shoulder circles, forward and backward. Reach overhead, then lower your arms with control. Twist gently side to side, keeping hips forward. Hinge forward toward your toes, only as far as comfortable. Do shallow squats. Think, sit back, stand tall. Rise onto your toes for ankle work. March in place with higher knees. Finish with slow neck turns and chin nods. Make it kinder with a chair. Sit for the arm and neck work. Hold the back of the chair for squats and calf raises, or do heel-toe rocks seated if your balance is recovering. Pair movements with breathing. Exhale on effort, inhale on release. Aim for pleasantly warm, not shaky and strained. If a move sparks pain, shrink the range, slow down, or swap it out. The intention is to wake, lubricate, and align, not to accumulate reps. Over a few weeks, you may notice tasks like stepping off a curb or reaching a high shelf feel more confident. For extra payoff, do the routine near a sunny window or outdoors on a patio, and fold it into your morning light habit. And yes, we're building toward the simplest equipment of all, your bare feet. But first, let's sharpen a few balance and strength cues that protect you day to day. Balance thrives on three things: strong ankles and hips, a quick-to-respond core, and clear sensory input from your feet. Add tiny challenges to your micro-routine. Stand with feet together and turn your head slowly right and left. Hold a countertop lightly if needed. Shift your weight from one leg to the other and notice the foot tripod: big toe mound, little toe mound, heel. Try a gentle single-leg stance while you brush your teeth, even for 10 seconds per side. If standing is off the table, practice sit to stand from a chair with arms crossed, focusing on controlled lowering. Use a talk test to guide intensity. You should be able to speak in full sentences. Rate of perceived exertion around 3 to 4 out of 10 is perfect for mornings. Keep a soft bend in your knees and think length through the crown of your head. These small layers teach your nervous system to course correct before a stumble turns into a fall. And if you've been curious about a practice that asks almost nothing yet often delivers a surprising sense of calm, we've arrived. Barefoot time on natural ground is a quiet habit many elders swear by. In gardens and parks, you'll see shoes set aside for a few minutes as feet meet grass, soil, or sand. People report feeling steadier, less tense, and more connected afterward. The scientific evidence is mixed and still evolving. Claims about dramatic electrical effects are not settled, but several practical benefits are straightforward. You're training the small muscles of the feet, waking up the sensory nerves that tell your brain, here's the ground, and spending a few minutes in nature, a proven stress reliever. If you want to try it, choose a clean, safe patch of natural surface. Start with 5 minutes of slow, mindful walking, noticing how each step lands. Grass damp with morning dew often feels especially soothing. Winter or rough terrain, even standing barefoot on a soft mat by an open door or using very flexible, thin-soled shoes outside can offer some of the same foot and balance feedback. Safety first. If you have diabetes, neuropathy, wounds, or reduced sensation in your feet, talk to your clinician before going barefoot. Protecting your skin comes first. Scan the ground for debris. If texture is uncomfortable, begin on smooth, clean grass or a sandbox you control. Pause if you feel pain and switch to foot-friendly alternatives. Rolling the soles on a small ball, spreading and lifting your toes, or practicing towel scrunches to strengthen your arches. Whether or not you believe in any special grounding effect, the mindful attention, gentle movement, and natural setting can shift your stress state. 5 minutes is enough. If you enjoy it, make it a finishing note after your movement routine. And on days when weather, safety, or schedule say, not today, don't force it. This ritual is an invitation, not a rule. Your body will meet you where you are. Now, how do we weave all of this into a morning that feels doable rather than demanding? Think of your first 2 hours as modular. You don't need every ritual every day. Consistency beats intensity. Here's a sample flow many of my patients love. Slow rise awakening in bed, 3 minutes. Cool water face immersion and facial massage, 2 to 3 minutes. Put on a kettle. Step outside with your tea for 10 to 15 minutes of morning light, or sit by an open window. Move through a 12-minute micro routine. Shoulders, spine, hips, ankles. Breathe with it. Finish with 5 minutes of barefoot time on safe ground or a foot activation alternative. If natto is on the menu, enjoy a small bowl with warm rice and some greens. Otherwise, choose a simple protein plus fiber breakfast. Total time? Around 45 to 60 minutes, but it can flex down to 20 on busy days. Rotate rituals across the week if that's more sustainable. The point is not perfection, it's rhythm. Each piece supports the next. Calm wakefulness, clear mind, supple body, steady energy. There's a deeper reason these simple practices work so well together. Mornings are when your biology is most impressionable. Light calibrates your clock. Breath and cool water soothe the stress pathways. Gentle movement primes muscles and joints while teaching your balance system to listen. Nourishing fermented foods feed your gut, which in turn speaks to your brain and immune system. A mindful beverage gives you a pocket of calm focus that colors the rest of your day. Barefoot time, or its alternatives, tunes your foundation. Add them up and you're shaping hormones, circulation, inflammation, and attention with tools that are free or nearly so. If you live with arthritis, heart disease, or cognitive changes, adapt the steps. Go slower, shrink the ranges, sit for parts of the routine, and prioritize safety. If you're on medications that affect blood pressure, clotting, or sun sensitivity, check in with your clinician before major changes. The aim is to meet your body kindly and listen for its yes. Let's preview some expected sensations so nothing surprises you. With slow rise awakening, you may feel less whoosh when standing and more alertness within minutes. Cool water face immersion often leaves your skin tingling and your breathing calmer. If you feel breathless or chilled, warm the water slightly and shorten the dips. Morning light typically pays off at night. Falling asleep feels easier after a few consistent days. Green tea mindfulness sets a tone. If you're jittery, reduce steep time or switch to hojicha, which is lower in caffeine and has a toasty flavor many older adults enjoy. Micro movements should feel like lubrication, not no pain, no gain. Slight muscle warmth is fine. Sharp pain is your stop sign. Barefoot time may feel novel. Curiosity is welcome. But if your feet complain, return to supportive shoes and try foot-strengthening drills indoors. Keep notes for a week. Patterns reveal themselves, and you can calibrate without guesswork. What if you're caring for a partner or parent, and mornings feel like triage? Think micro rituals you can do alongside them. When helping them sit up, both of you take 3 slow breaths. While they wash their face, you do a 30-second cool water splash. Open the curtains and share 2 minutes of window light together. While water heats for tea, do a minute of shoulder rolls. If they eat a small serving of yogurt or miso soup, you do too. A caregiver's nervous system needs care as much as anyone's. Over time, these shared moments become anchors, steady points in the swirl of caregiving. Keep a small basket by the door with flexible shoes, a hat, and sunscreen, so stepping out for morning light is frictionless. And celebrate small done. 10% of the routine most days beats 1 perfect morning, followed by 5 skipped ones. You're not auditioning for a wellness award. You're building a livable morning. For those who like data, here's how to track without turning your morning into a lab. Choose 1 or 2 signals: sleep quality, morning energy, mood by midday, steadiness when you first stand, or ease of falling asleep at night. Rate each on a simple 1 to 5 scale daily. After 2 weeks, look at trends. If morning light is the only ritual you've kept, you may still see sleep scores tick up. If micro movements stick, balance and joint comfort often improve. If natto or another fermented food becomes consistent, bowel regularity and post-meal energy can shift. No single number defines success, but direction matters. And if something isn't helping or feels like a chore, tinker. Swap cool water immersion for a cool splash. Trade green tea for a mindful warm water with lemon. Replace barefoot time with toe spreaders and foot rolls. The rituals are tools, not rules. We're aiming for a morning that feels like a confident glide, not a checklist chase. Common questions I hear. Is sunrise required? No, just aim for morning. Are sunglasses always off? For that brief morning window, light entering your eyes is helpful. If it's uncomfortable or you have medical reasons to protect your eyes, wear them. Your comfort and safety come first. Can I do the micro movement routine later? Yes, although mornings give you that all-day carryover effect. Will green tea dehydrate me? It's a net hydrator for most people. Just balance it with water. What if natto disagrees with my stomach? Back down to a teaspoon, add it every other day, or choose a different fermented food. Is barefoot time unsafe for osteoporosis? The act of slow, careful walking itself isn't inherently unsafe, but foot protection matters. Choose the surface wisely, and if in doubt, use thin-soled shoes and prioritize balance work on safe ground. Most of all, listen to your body. It gives feedback. We simply need to pause long enough to hear it. Let's circle back to the bigger picture. These rituals are not magic tricks. They're steady cues that teach your biology how to wake, move, and settle. That 93-year-old gardener didn't earn her grace from one supplement or a perfect gene set. She earned it from 1,000 quiet mornings stitched together, a calm breath before standing, cool water on the face, warm tea in the hands, a few minutes of early sun, a handful of movements that keep her hips honest and her ankles clever, and feet that still sense the ground. Over a season, the body remembers. Over a year, the gains compound. Over a decade, that consistency looks a lot like good luck. You deserve that kind of luck. Even if you start with just one piece, say 10 minutes of morning light, you've changed the path of your day and, gently, the arc of your aging. Here's your invitation for tomorrow morning. Choose 2 rituals. Put a sticky note on your nightstand that reads, "Slow rise, breathe." Set a glass bowl by the sink. Put your tea by the kettle. Lay out flexible shoes, or a soft mat by the door. If natto is new, pick up a pack or choose an alternative fermented food you enjoy. When the alarm sounds, meet yourself with the same kindness you would offer a loved one. Honor those first 5 minutes. Step into the light. Move just enough to feel smoother and steadier. If you have a day that doesn't go to plan, that's fine. Come back the next morning. The power of these rituals isn't in perfection, it's in returning. As always, adapt for your health landscape. If you use blood thinners, ask before adding high-K foods like natto. If you have heart or breathing conditions, keep cool water immersion gentle and brief. If your feet have reduced sensation, protect your skin first and work with balance drills that respect your safety. If you live with pain, shrink the movement range and let breath lead. And keep your care team in the loop. They're partners, not obstacles. Share what you're trying and how it feels. Most clinicians love hearing about simple, low-risk practices that support function and well-being. I'll leave you with this. Aging well is less about heroic acts and more about repetitive kindness. These morning rituals are kindness you can measure, in steadier steps, deeper sleep, clearer mood, and a body that meets the day without bracing. Start where you are, with what you have, and let tomorrow's sunrise find you a little more ready than today.